Hello, my name is Manuel, and I'm making this video to showcase a little video game prototype that I made. The idea behind this experiment was to create a game in which you could shape the game window, and so create new spaces for the player to explore. So as you can see, the game is like a dungeon crawler. I ended up making more of a puzzle game, music puzzle game, in which you have to find your way out of this kind of like dungeon. In this case, you just have to find a treasure at the very end. It's kind of like the Lost Woods in that sense. But the funny thing is that whenever you move from one room to another, as you can see, um, the window that you're in disappears and a new window is being created. Um, so yeah, so this is this is just the basic of what I wanted to try out. I think it was a very cool idea to have this type of transition and creating new windows and feeling like you're playing on top of your desktop in a certain way. I was familiar with Unity, but this game, I tried making this game in Unity and it was a bit hard, and I ended up switching to Godot because in Godot you have this function which is called not function, sorry, a class that is called OS, and basically it allows you to directly engage with the operating system functions. And so the good thing about this is that you can do a bunch of things with the windows, with the window, I mean the game window, but you don't need to worry about whether you're using the player is going to be using Windows or it's going to be using Mac or Linux. It should work for all of the different operating systems. So that's why I've used Godot, and I'm pretty happy with it, to be honest. Um, And so there's not much to the game really. It's just about trying to find out the final, the treasure is hidden in this kind of like dungeon. But yeah, I just thought about how cool it was going. This idea of moving from one room to another and changing the game window was going to be. And I used a couple of tutorials from this guy on YouTube called Emilio. So shout outs to him. I think he mentioned that he wants to see how people were going to use his tutorial about borderless windows with Godot. So here you go. This is how I use it. I think he's going to be pleased with it. And there are a couple of things I would like to mention about the design process for this. As you can see, whenever you reach the border of your screen, there's never going to be a door to exit your screen. That's something that I made intentionally. But the issue that I have is that whenever you go to the top, as you can see, let me minimize this so you can see it better. There's a little gap up here, and as well, there's going to be another little gap down there. And that's because in order to the map to fit properly, I did a little bit of hard coding. As you can see here, so all the different window sizes that you can get. These are all divisible by 32, which is the size of the tiles. I think I've made a second prototype with this concept already, and I think I have sorted this out in a different way, so it's way better than right here. But this is the decision. This is what I decided to do here. So yeah, it's a bit not what I intended. I wanted to player to be able to reach the all the corners of your screen. It's kind of like the idea. But regardless, it still works. The other thing is that whenever you move from one screen to another, and you probably can't realize it. Let me see. Yeah, it's very hard to notice it, but whenever you change from one room to another, there's a little bit of fade out going on, and that's because what was happening was that whenever you create a new window, the rendering um, um, of the window was being pushed forward before the rendering of the new map. So whenever you switch to one room to another, from one room to another, then you will see that this white background that I have right here. Well, in this case, is the same. But yeah, the white background will appear behind just for a small frame, and then we'll switch to the green one. Um, or it will switch, will appear green and then switch to the yellow one. So what I did was a bit of a trick. I knew it was a rendering issue, but I really wasn't sure about how to solve it. So I did a small trick and just added like a fade out. So whenever you switch from one room to another, you see it forces like a black window, and then it creates the final map that you're going to get. So yeah, so this prototype that I made. I have made another one after this one, which is it brings the concept of modifying the window, the game window. It takes that concept, move it forward, even to another kind of like dimension. Um, but yeah, I just want to share with you, see what you will think, and if you wanna give it a try and check out the game, it's on itch.io. Let me move this thing out of here. Pop. It's on itch.io, and you can download it uh, for whatever you want, Windows, Linux, Mac. And yeah, just let me know what you think about the game, if you give it a try, and if it works properly. It should work with controllers, I should say that. And whenever you want to get out of the game, also I should add that here somewhere. You just have to press escape, and that's about it. Um, yeah, so let me know what you think, and thanks for watching. Bye bye.